Hello, friends, and welcome to Booked Up. I'm Michaela, and today we have a special episode. If you are watching the video version, you see that there's a chair next to me, an extra microphone, and that is because my boyfriend, Logan, will be joining us just a little bit later on in the episode to hang out and play a bookish game that I found. So it's going to be fun. He asked me, he's like, so when am I going to make an appearance on the pod? And now I'm roping him into actually committing and joining me here. So that's the plan for later in the episode. In the meantime, I've got some updates to do. Wow, I cannot speak. This last week has been a really important one to me culturally. If you didn't know, I am Native American. I am Anishinaabe. And I had my naming ceremony last week, Thursday. And it meant a lot to me. My Ojibwe name that I got from the whole ceremony, it was like a half-hour process. We had to bring gifts, and there's a lot of cultural things that you have to do. And my name that I was gifted is Migizi Bimase Ozawa Gijigankwe, and that means eagle flying in yellow sky, and more specifically, the sunrise yellow sky, like yellow-orangish, and it's a long name. When the guy was giving me my name, he was like, oh, wow, you're gonna have a long name. My brother's is the same, but his is Red Sky. And then my sister, who is the middle child, her name is Red Golden Eagle. So I think it's funny that our names kind of all blend together, and like mine is yellow orange, hers is red gold, and then my brother's is red. That might not mean a lot to other people, but to me, I thought it was kind of crazy because we didn't get it. My brother and I got our names at the same time, but my sister got her name ahead of us from a different person. So I thought it was crazy how our names just kind of all intertwined together. Yeah. It's taken me a while to practice my name. I practice it almost every day in my head, and I kind of say it out loud. I think Gijigankwe is probably the hardest part. Yeah. Migizi Bimase Ozawa Gijigankwe. Eagle flying in yellow sky. And then, right after the naming ceremony, that was on Thursday, Friday, Saturday was my tribe's powwow. So I went and attended that, and I danced Jingle Dress for the first time ever. And it was my first time dancing since I was like 5 or 6 years old. I am currently 23. So it was weird. It was intimidating, but it felt right all at the same time. I was really, really happy that I got to attend and that I got to debut the jingle dress that my mother purchased for me, and I got to dance for myself, and I got to dance for those who can't, and there's one person in mind. It's my cousin. He passed away earlier this year. I got to dance for the both of us, and it felt right. And I got to go out there with my nieces, and my nephew even danced a little bit, and my grandma was there for a little bit and got to watch me dance, and it felt good, and it feels good to continue reconnecting with my culture because I didn't really grow up with it a lot. Growing up, I mostly was white passing. I identified as Native, but I never did anything culturally. I didn't grow up on the res. I grew up with a loving and what's the word I'm trying to find? We didn't struggle at all, and I'm very blessed with the household that I grew up in. I'm blessed with the parents that I have, and I know it's not the case for every Indigenous child, and every Indigenous student, like, I graduated, which is a really big deal because not a lot of Native American kids get to graduate college. They are kind of stuck at home, just because they don't have the money, the funds, they don't have the resources, or they have to be home to help take care of their family. So, yeah, I grew up out of touch with what my culture is and who I am, and it's only within the last year and a half, especially right after my cousin passed, uh, everyone in my family really started to reconnect with our culture and our deep roots and learning more about who we are and what we offer and what we bring and our ancestors and everything like that. So that was a really, really special and emotional and powerful weekend for me. I'm very blessed and thankful that I get to continue learning about who I am. And on a different note, the weather this weekend was so hot. It was 80s, upwards to 90 degrees, and I'm dancing in a jingle dress that is probably, I don't even know. I can't tell weights. I would say it's about like let me Google the average. How much do jingle dresses weigh? Okay, that's what I was about to say. So jingle dresses can weigh around 10 pounds or more, depending on how many um jingles and like the person size and all the accessories and all the jingles, like all the cones on it. So yeah, about a 10-pound dress that I wore in 80 plus humid, hot, sunny weather and dancing. For Friday night, I danced for 3 hours and I probably sweated off 5 pounds of water weight. And then Saturday, I danced from 1 to 4, so another 3 hours. And then I hung around for a little bit, came home, ate food, saw Logan, saw the dogs, and then I went back out for the 7 p.m. grand entry, so that was another 7 to like 10:30. So I like racked up 20,000 steps on Saturday. Um, it was hot. But now, today, it is gloomy out, it is a little bit brisk, it's rained earlier, and we had a lightning show last night from the heat lightning, and I would not mind if the weather stayed like this for the rest of fall. I'm so ready for cold weather. I think it's supposed to what is going on with my brain? I think it's supposed to stay relatively cool and maybe sunny, but I would like rain. I want rainy weather every single day because then it'll match my mood about everything else other than my cultural stuff. Um, Jobs. So you know how last week I said that I would be getting a position with the place that I'm interning at? Well, um, that turned out false. I'm pretty sure. I have yet to get a confirmation that yes, I'll be working there, so that sucks, even though I was told that I have a position written out for me and detailed. They just can't find the funding. So now I'm kind of scrambling for a job. I applied to 4 different places last night. That's why this episode's coming a little late because I've been like really focusing on real world things and trying to figure out a job because I have bills to pay. I need a stable job. I don't need, but it'd be nice to have a stable job. Um, so yeah, my last day, I'm assuming, with the place I'm at now is going to be on Friday. What is Friday? Friday the 30th. That is going to be my last day with the place I'm at now, unless I am told otherwise. Like I said, I applied to 4 places. I applied to 2 local places, one at a bank and the other at a hospital, in my town as a sterile a sterile technician or something. I just sterilize equipment, which wouldn't be the worst thing. Um, it's a job. Those both are just kind of a job to have to be able to have an income, not a forever thing. But then I applied to 2 marketing related positions on LinkedIn as well, which was really scary because I have fear of failure, but I know rejection is gonna happen and I'm gonna have to apply and apply and apply and keep applying and keep looking, and that's what I'm doing. On my lunch breaks, I am looking for more places and saving jobs and applying, even if think I might not qualify because I I never feel like I'm good enough for these jobs. I don't feel like I'm qualified enough, even though I literally got a degree in multimedia journalism and marketing and I don't know. I don't know. But that's where I am right now. I'm a little stressed out. I also went and talked to my old boss today of my previous summer jobs. I was like, "Hey, like if I don't get anything, if I don't hear about anything, can I maybe pick up some shifts for the rest of this season? Because it's only a seasonal job. Can I pick up some shifts for the rest of the season just so I can have some sort of income while I am looking for other positions?" And he said, "Yeah, that's fine." And like, I'm gonna update him later in the week and wait for these other employers to hopefully email me back to schedule an interview, which would be really nice. Um, like I said, I'm just gonna keep applying to different jobs. And yeah, I don't know. I'm in this rut again of where I'm questioning a lot and like I've always got this constant battle in my head of what I want to do. Do I want to work more, like more hours for more money and like rack up the money as much as I can? Do I want to quit social media altogether just so I can relax in my evenings and I don't have to worry about making content and I don't have to worry about what I'm reading or when I'm recording or when to edit or what I'm doing in the afternoons to be able to have time. But I also want to be creative and I want to do these things and I want to do this podcast. But then another part of me just feels like I'm not good enough for the podcast and no one wants to listen and like I don't have time to market the podcast itself, even though I should. And I saw someone comment on my threads that I should get a producer to worry about like the editing and everything else. But that's what I enjoy doing. Like I enjoy the recording part, but I also enjoy the editing and the marketing stuff and like seeing the likes and seeing the views and seeing the reactions. Like I enjoy that. So I don't want to hire someone. I also don't have the funds to hire someone. Um, that's what I want to do. And it's stressing me out because I am just so busy and I feel like I'm at a stagnant place with the podcast. Even though I just started. I literally just started and in this group chat I'm in, they were literally saying that podcast growth is slow, which yes it is because you have to get the viewers and I would want my growth to be slow rather than take off right away so I can have a genuine audience that enjoys my content and will hang around for a while and like I know that I'm not going to fall off after a month. Um but it's still a little I don't know, intimidating and I just feel like I'm not doing enough and should I like merge my Bookstagram with the Booked Up Pod so that way like I don't have to worry about managing 2 different Instagram feeds and should I do the same with TikTok and just merge them into one, but at the same time I should keep it separate so that way I can be like, yeah, like Booked Up Podcast, find it bookedup.pod everywhere instead of like, well it's actually the McBook, but it's booked up. I don't know, that's a lot of questioning that I need to work out and figure out. Also, I feel like every single episode I've done so far I've had a pimple patch because I just peeled mine off. I'm gonna peel it off. Set that up here. Ugh. But yeah, that's my little rant. I'm stressed. I'm feeling like I'm not good enough. I'm feeling what might be burnout. I so want to do podcasting, but I also feel like I'm not capable of doing podcasting, which really sucks because I enjoy creating and I enjoy talking, but then there's times where I'm like, what do I talk about? Like, I feel like I want to repeat myself all the time, and I can't market enough to, like, gain listeners, even though gaining listeners is not a huge thing. Like, I'm kind of doing this for myself, but at the same time, it feels good to be validated that people enjoy what I'm creating and what I'm talking about. It's just a big circle of I'm enjoying this. Yes, I'm gonna grind. Oh, maybe I'm not good enough. I want to quit. Oh no, I really like doing it. I'm gonna grind. Like, it's a big circle that keeps going and going and going and going, and I don't know what to do about it. So maybe once I figure out a job and I get, like, my real personal life more secured and good. Who is driving out there? But maybe once I get my personal life and, like, okay, I need to close this. This is rude. I'm just trying to have my window open to get fresh air. Okay. Back to what I was saying. Maybe once I get my personal life figured out and I get my job situation figured out and less stress, and I can actually figure out a schedule and what I want to do, and maybe I should take some things off my plate and, like, put my mason jar productions off to the side right now. Back burner, don't worry about it. I'll get to it at a later time. It's just not for me right now. There's just so many things to think about and to factor in, and so many ifs and buts and whens and whys. So many whys. That's my life update. I hope you enjoyed listening to that. How is your life going? I hope it's not as chaotic as mine is. Let's get into some book stuff right now. Let me pull up my Goodreads, because I think I'm about 52% done with Powerless. Let's take a look. Yep, I am 52% done with Powerless, and I literally cannot. I'm eating this up. I am loving this book so much. I know a lot of people are kind of shitting on all of Lauren Roberts and, like, the Powerless trilogy. Like, people have their things to say, but I am loving this book. I was listening to it in my car, and I literally gasped at one part, at the end of one chapter. I was driving and I was listening, and I literally went, I'm so invested. I'm loving it, and I want Kai and Peyton to kiss. Their tension between each other is so crazy high. Like, I know it's gonna happen soon. It's gotta happen soon. It has got to happen soon, and I'm just itching for it to happen. I'm listening, and I hear it, and it sounds like it's building up to that moment, and, like, Kai grabs Peyton's chin to, like, look up at her, and, like, they were dancing in the woods, and, like, ah! There's so much tension, and I cannot wait for it to burst. Cannot wait. But I just got done with the first round of the trials, and if you know, you know why I gasped. The gasp I gasped was so intense. It was crazy. And I cannot wait to keep going. It is now chapter, I think 33. Yeah, chapter 33, and I'm on to Peyton now. And yeah, it says that the sun has just risen above the horizon. The first trial is complete. So, now we get to move on to the rest and see what happens. And I know they're not gonna kill each other, but like how does it happen then? Because it's supposed to be one winner. But if they both survive, I'm assuming because there's a novella and there's a second book and now there's a third book coming. I haven't looked into what the second or third book's about, but I'm just assuming off my judgment that Kai and Peyton both survive. But I need to know how that happens, what happens. I've had people tell me that my friend Allie, she said that she cannot read Reckless because she will be heartbroken. And I'm like, about what? About what? What is there to be heartbroken about? Like, I just know they're gonna be together. But maybe not. Maybe I am wrong. So now I'm so anticipating to read the rest. And I can't wait to get to Reckless and see what it's about. Because, once this book is done, I am jumping straight into the novella. And then I am running to Walmart because I don't have a Barnes & Noble or a Target by me. And I am getting Reckless. And I'm going to read it right away. And then I'm sure I will be itching for Fearless to come out. But maybe I'll be wrong. Who knows? But with how much I am loving this, I just have a good feeling about the rest. And that's my update on Powerless. That's what I'm currently reading right now. And I also organized my bookshelf behind me. If you are watching the video version, I reorganized and redid it. Like, you can see my cutesy little pothos plant right here going up the wall because she is large and in charge. And I am okay. That's a he. I named him Edward Cullen. So he is large and in charge, and I'm in love with him. But how come organizing your bookshelves is one of the hardest things to do? I'm always second guessing and questioning where I want my books to be. Like, this Harry Potter set right here, like all of these, moved probably 5 times after I was like, yep, this is gonna go here. And I was like, no, I'll go down one. No, I'll go down one more. No, I'm gonna move it over one more time. Like, I cannot decide where I want things to be, but I think I've decided my top shelf right above my head. You can't really see it in the viewfinder in like the video, but that has like all of my Twilight books. It's got my Knock 'em Out series books. It's got the Mia. Is it Mia or Maya? I think it's Mia Sheridan. The Archer's Voice and Travis, and The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Those are like my favorite books. I love Twilight. I will forever be a Twihard. I think I mentioned this before. Even though like the books and the movies aren't that great, I'm still in love with them, so they get top shelf priority. That's like the first book set that I've purchased with adult money, and it is the white set edition, and I'm in love. And then like next to it, I've got all of my Coho books. I've got my 2 Emily Henry books. Down below, I've got like some thriller over here, some more of like the mystery, darkish books. And then I go into my fantasy, so I've got the Red Queen series, I've got Sign Here by A.E. Boss. That one is there because she's my favorite, and I think this shelf is going to be like kind of like my darkish and favorites bookshelf as well. But I don't know. I have Sign Here right here because she is close to my head. I can look at her every day. I think about Sign Here probably once a day. I think about how Asher is doing and all of them. Every once in a while, like during the day, it'll just pop in my head and be like, how are they doing right now? And then yeah, I've got the powerful novella, and Powerless is obviously going to go right here next to it, as well as Reckless and Fearless. And then behind me, I have more of my lighthearted romance books. Some that I have read, some that I haven't read. I had a TBR cart, but I took them off of the cart because I wanted to fill up my bookshelf a little bit more, and I'm going to use my cart for probably like a crafts cart. But I've got Love and Other Words, which I have to read still. Secretly Yours, I have to read. Check and Mate, I have to read. Malibu Rising, I have to read. I read Icebreaker. I have Wildfire that I still need to read, and I know Daydream just came out. I don't know if I'll buy Daydream because Icebreaker was okay. It was good, but it's taken me up until now to kind of think about reading Wildfire. I don't know when I'll read it, so it's not high on my priorities. And then I have Love Light Farms. I started that one at Christmas time because I wanted a giveaway. And I was like, Christmas, Christmas vibes is a Christmas holiday romance book. I DNF'd it after... How many pages did I get into this? I just dropped the book. I got 87 pages in, and then I DNF'd it because it was not catching the vibe. But now that I kind of think about it, it was a really cute book, and I think I'm going to pick it up. Or I know I'm going to pick it up come this holiday season because I do want to read it. It's my only, specific holiday romance book that I have, so I'm definitely going to read it. The Summer I Turned Pretty, I finished that one. Twisted Love, I read that. And What Kind of Girl, I have yet to read that one. I've got ACOTAR, my Harry Potters. I've only read, I think, 1 through 4. I think I read half of 4. I have not read the rest, so that's also a goal of mine, is to read all of the Harry Potter, as well as all of the Twilight. So those are on my to be read. But I think those will be books that I'll read when I don't have any other books to read at the moment, because I have seen the movies, so I know what happens, and in my head I'm reading the books and I'm like, why am I reading this? I know what happens. I know what happens in each book because I watched the movie, when that's not real, because the books have usually a slightly altered storyline that is a little bit better. But I just have to motivate myself to read book series when I've already watched the movie series multiple times. And then I have We Were Liars, If You Had Been With Me, and a couple other books my mom has given me that I'll probably read because they're more adult books and written for more adult and not just fun fantasy, romantic-y romance books. And I have The Hotel Nantucket that I want to read. Anxious People. That book I hated at first. It was not my style. The writing style was weird. But now that I think about it, it was so well written and so well put together and constructed. I think I gave it maybe 2.5 stars at first, and then I went back on Goodreads and I think I gave it a 4 stars because the humor was different. It's a different style book, but it was really, really well put and well put together, and the storyline was hard to follow at times, but I can remember the whole book in my head, and I read that over a year ago. Usually I can't really remember books that I read. And I have Matthew Perry's memoir that I want to read, some self-help books, and other educational books. Now I'm nervous. Really?
Can you howl real quick for the camera? Hey.
She's not even in the camera.
Oh. Now you're over my neck, lady.
I'm nervous now.
Can you speak? Speak. Ooh.
Comes out straight.
She tried to eat it. See that? Can you two get out of here?
Look at Iris' little ears. Okay, might as well just get into this. As I said earlier, I was going to have a segment with my boyfriend, Logan, and he is a non-reader.
What's a book?
What'd you say your favorite book was when you did read and you're required to read?
It was either Of Mice and Men or To Kill a Mockingbird, actually. Pretty good.
I don't remember either of those books. I think I had to read To Kill a Mockingbird, but I don't think I had to read Of Mice and Men in high school.
I think those were the last time I read a book, was when I was forced to.
For high school English?
Yeah. I don't even know how to read anymore, so.
Clearly. Okay, so the little game we're going to do is called Book Bluffs. And the objective of the game is the goal is for the reader to stump the non-reader with intriguing book facts, titles, or plots, while the non-reader tries to guess whether the book or detail is real or made up.
So it's the fact fiction.
Yeah. So I'm gonna I came up with a bunch of different lists of like different authors. I came up with some book titles and synopses, and different book genres. And you have to guess whether it's a real genre or a fake genre, a real author, a fake author, or a real book or a fake book. Okay, don't look at my computer.
I can't read anything.
Okay, so we'll start with genres. Let's go with an easy one. Romance.
Well, it's definitely a genre.
You are correct. Let's go with romantasy.
I'm gonna say yeah. It's a book or a genre.
You're correct. That is romance mixed with fantasy.
I feel like that was kind of straightforward.
How about adventure erotica?
Wait, what?
Adventure erotica.
Yeah.
You are wrong. That one is a fake book genre.
I hope so.
How about dystopian?
I don't even know what that means, so yeah, probably.
Yes, that one is the actual genre. One more for the genre section. Which one on this list? Retrofuturism.
Can I call in a lifeline?
No.
Iris, is this a genre or not?
Heavy breathing.
She said yes.
That one is a fake one.
You liar.
Okay, let's move into authors.
Oh, there's no way I'm getting any of these right.
Is Miranda Everly an author?
Yes.
Wrong. Fake. How about Rafael Cortez?
It's a cool name, so yeah.
No. Fake author.
I'm not going to get any of these right.
You should get this next one. Stephen King.
Yeah.
Yes. How about Jane Austen?
Yes.
Correct.
Nice lucky guess.
She wrote Pride and Prejudice.
Oh.
Sabrina North.
Yeah, sounds like an author name.
No, wrong. She's fake. And how about Jasper Thornfield?
I feel like I've heard that name before.
You are making things up because that is a fake person.
It sounds familiar. I don't know. I'm trying to make it up in my head.
Okay, we are going to go into book titles and synopses.
Oh, God. What is it? What is synopsis?
A synopsis is what's usually on the back of a book to give you a general idea of what the book's about.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to give you the title, and then I'm going to read the brief synopsis. Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. The synopsis is a psychological thriller about the disappearance of Amy Dunn and the ensuing media frenzy and police investigation that reveals dark secrets about her marriage to Nick Dunn.
Yeah.
Correct. That is a real book. And it sounds interesting. I also don't know if the last name is Dunn or Dune. Dunne.
Probably Dune.
How about...
Never heard of that book.
Fate of the Fallen Stars. Actually, give me 1 second. Fate of the Fallen Stars by Ella Hart. In a future where stars are sentient beings, a group of rebels must prevent a galactic war sparked by the betrayal of a once ally star system.
No.
Correct, that is fake.
I'm on a roll. At 2.
Let's go with The Last Alchemist by Theo Blackwood. In a world where alchemy has been forgotten, a young apprentice stumbles upon a long-lost recipe for eternal life, only to discover the dire consequences of immortality.
That's gotta be a book, yeah.
That is a fake book.
Oh.
How about The Road by Cormac McCarthy? A post-apocalyptic novel about a father and his young son traveling across a desolate landscape, struggling to survive in a world where civilization has collapsed.
What was the book name?
The Road.
I'm gonna say that one's a book.
Correct, that is a book. That sounds interesting. And let's do one more. 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. A multi-generational tale of the Buendia family in the fictional town of Macondo, blending magical realism with historical and social commentary.
What was that name of the book again?
100 Years of Solitude.
It's fake.
It is a real book.
I was so confident in that one.
I got tripped up doing the real versus fake book titles and synopses and saying who the authors were, because on this thing they used the same fake authors from the author part for the fake books. So like I could have read one that was Miranda Everly, and that was one of the fake authors, and I don't know if you would have remembered or not. So and then I had to figure out what name I didn't say to be like, oh, like this book by this person. I
would have not caught on, so.
Yeah, I got nervous about that. Or like Sabrina North. I was like, I think we just said that one. Or Rafael Cortez. Like, I can't use that one because you were like, that's a cool name.
Yeah, I would have totally not remembered, so.
Well, that's all that I had for that. See how much book knowledge you knew. I feel like as a non-book person, or as a book person too, I would have gotten tripped up.
Wait, I mean, how do you guess if it's a book or not? Would
exactly.
You would have known? Yeah.
No.
Exactly.
I mean, I read a lot, but I don't read that much where it's like, I can tell when a book is fake or not.
Right.
I'm not that well educated.
Like, I don't know, I feel like if I had more information on the, like, fake or real book, I think I probably could have got it.
Really?
But it was just a brief description. Anyone can write a brief description on a fake book.
True. Unless you're like really, really well versed in the book world and like you read a bunch of literature and you know a lot of people.
Yeah, I don't know. Kind of a weird thing to try to guess. But sure. I think next time I come with stuff, but it's car related.
That is not what this podcast is all about.
You get quiz, or I gotta quiz you instead of you quizzing me.
Okay. We'll plan another time. Are you sick of me talking about book stuff to you?
I just kind of in one ear and out the other one.
Really?
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, books don't intrigue me at all, so.
He's always calling me a nerd.
She's
with my book setup, with my Kindle setup, with my little page turner.
She's like a little caterpillar and just pushes a button. Curl up on the blanket.
Caterpillar.
Yeah, you're in like a little cocoon.
Yeah.
I didn't read enough books. I don't know what caterpillar does, okay?
Watch enough videos for that one.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to talk about. I didn't really plan past the game, hoping that conversation would spark up if you wanted to keep talking.
I did read a book the other day, actually. I lied.
You read a magazine?
No, it was an owner manual.
An owner manual.
An owner's manual for a tractor, so.
Oh, wow. When a lot of it's pictures?
Yeah, but there was numbers.
Whoa. You're a mathematician.
Basically.
You still got your fancy shoes on? He just got home from work, and I forced him to sit down to do this. So he's got his fancy pants on, and his fancy shoes still on, and I made him change his shirt into something else.
Yeah.
And I gave him a little baby microphone.
Yeah, you can't even tell him holding them.
Meanwhile, I got a big one for my little hand.
Kaiser, we're trying to film a podcast here.
A bomb gosh.
It's been a long day, okay?
The same. You should have heard me at the beginning of the podcast. I was trying to speak, and I literally stuttered so bad, and I was like, I don't know what I'm trying to say right now. Okay, well, I think that'll be it then, if you have nothing else you want to talk about.
I don't know what else you usually talk about on your podcast.
In the beginnings, I usually give an update about what's going on in life, whether it's like work-related, social media stuff, just like mental health update of how I'm feeling. Like my update today was, I'm stressed out, just with work and everything like that. And then I talk about my reading updates, where I talk about where I'm at in my book, how I'm feeling about it, how much I have to go.
What?
And kind of, like, a few episodes I talked about books I DNF'd because I just couldn't read them. And then today,
you can't read because you just went
I can read. They just didn't intrigue me. They weren't that good. Other factors, like really long chapters. Like I was reading a Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which is a continuation of the Hunger Games series. And one chapter on my Kindle said that it was going to take me 25 minutes to read it. And I think one even said like 42 minutes to read a chapter. And I was like, I only have 42 minutes before I fall asleep, and I don't want to spend it reading one chapter and getting nowhere. So I put a DNF hold on that.
So you just read picture books.
Our lighting went away.
What?
I said our lighting went away. Yeah, and like there's some books up here too that I was listing off, and I was like, I haven't read this, I DNF'd this, and mostly just because they don't intrigue me at the time. But like right now I'm reading Powerless, and then I have Powerful to read, which is a novella, and then I have Reckless that I want to read, which is the second book, because this is like a mini book, and then there's a third one coming out, Fearless, that I want to read, because I'm loving this book a lot.
Sure.
And these are all my romance books, and these are like my favorite books. Obviously Twilight's up there.
I just avoid this section so I don't break anything.
Yeah, he's always throwing the dog ball, and I'm so scared that you're gonna hit either my plant, or the bookshelves, or my computer over here, or anything that's over here, or my coffee bar that's like right over there. I'm scared that you're gonna hit and break all the mugs. But he just throws the ball anyways.
Yeah. It's not my fault Kaiser keeps bringing it back. What am I just gonna let him stare at me all sad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go tell him to lay down.
Hey, come here. Hey, good boy.
Hey, kind of boy. We have 2 dogs. No.
Come here.
There's been a few times that I've been recording and Kaiser will bark in the background. I'm like, really?
Sir, do you have something to say about yourself? Oh, there's an old lady. Come here.
Here we got a husky and a German shepherd. Our husky's really old. And they're both very loud.
What do you got to say about yourself? Can you howl real quick? Oh.
No, she's not going to. She doesn't howl on command.
I wish. That'd be kind of sick.
Okay, well, the dogs are going nuts now. They're all riled up.
Who would do that?
I wonder. But that is going to be it for this episode of Booked Up. Make sure to go follow all of my social medias. They will be in the description of the podcast episode. It is crazy in here with these 2 dogs. These 3 dogs.
Okay. She's talking about herself.
Yeah. All my social medias will be in the episode description. Okay. And there will be another episode where I force him to come on and have it planned out a little better and not so last minute. And we'll get better at this.
Alright.
And then I will talk to you guys next Tuesday with whatever the heck I talk about in the next episode. Bye!
Hey.